Hello children, today we will study the poem Rain in Summer. This poem is written by H.W. Longfellow. Now before we understand the poem, let us first read the poem. How beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. How beautiful is the rain! How it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hoofs! How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. Across the window pane it pours, and swift and wide, with a muddy tide, like a river down the gutter roars the rain, the welcome rain. So children, we all know that after the scorching heat in the summer season, when the rain falls, we feel very happy. So in the same way, here in this poem, the poet also expresses his love, his enthusiasm for the rain after the heat and the scorching heat of the summer season. Now, before I explain the poem line by line, let me tell you a few lines about the poet of this poem. The poet of this poem is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. He was a very popular American poet. Many of his poems are simple and they talk about the things we encounter every day, that is, we face every day. In this poem, Longfellow describes rain, its sounds and its movements. He welcomes the rain after the hot and dusty summer months. Let's come to the poem. Rain in Summer. You can see the picture, how the children are enjoying in the rain. How beautiful is the rain. Just see, the poet, he begins with the description of how beautiful the rain is. You can see the exclamation mark there. So, he is exclaiming with joy that how beautiful is the rain. After the dust and heat, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane, how beautiful is the rain. So, he says that after the scorching heat in the summer season, how beautiful is the rain. The rain is a welcome sight, and the poet feels that it looks just as beautiful in a narrow lane as it does in a broad street. So if the lane is narrow, the rain is as beautiful as it is in the broad lanes, in the broad roads. So in both the places, the rain is beautiful to look at. Now, see the picture. You can see the raindrops falling on the rooftops. How it clatters along the roof. So what is clatter? Clatter is the sound. It makes a long and harsh noise as if it is knocking against one another. You can see the raindrops falling on the rooftops and it is making noise. How it clatters along the roof like a tramp of hoofs. And how is the poet comparing? He is comparing the sound of this raindrop with the hoofs of the horses. When the horses they gallop, they make a sound. So that sound is compared with the raindrops. How it clatters along the roof like the tramp of hoofs. It clatters on the rooftops just as if it is sounding like the trampling of the horses' hooves. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. So when the water is trying to come out of the pipe, the poet feels that it is struggling, it is trying to come out with force through the pipes. Okay, the poet is thrilled to watch the rain which is trying to come out with force through the spouts. Next, you can see the rain drops which are falling on the window pane. Across the window pane, it pours and pours. The rain, it lashes on the window pane and it pours down. It pours down and it mixes in the water. So children, if you remember during the monsoon season, what happens before your school? Yes, the drains are all overflowed. Okay, they flow so quickly, so swiftly. So same way, when it is heavily raining and the rain it falls from the window panes, it mixes with the muddy pool. Then what happens? And swift and wide with a muddy tide, like a river down the gutter roars, the rain, the welcome rain. So here the poet wants to say that when the rain it pours down the window pane, then it mixes with the mud and then it gushes down, it flows down quickly, rapidly like a river, okay, into the gutter, into the drains, flowing with a big roar, with the sound. It is flowing very swiftly with a roaring sound. So this is the end of the poem.